Turn me up a little bit. Gonna make this shit live. Make 144 the rebel, nigga. Look. The key to survival is formality. And I ain't worried about my rivals, they just casualties. I bring his heart on the platter like Applebee's. Let him lose control, I bet his soul lose gravity. A beast, blood in my teeth, I got them all beat. Circulate that paper with my niggas like Black Wall Street. You know revenge, my love. Yeah. 2 twin Glocks and see your ass in sandstone like the Isley brothers. Better take deep cover. I make them clap back and forth like 2 wives that despise each other. Shit, get into that bag, got the refrigerator full of color. Hey, this that gun smoking gold butter. Handing these little things to my Lord, get a look to kill. I need a bad bitch that look resilient. If real recognize real, I should look familiar. Fire in my back in the lobby, I burn down the bill. Back on that ass. In case these niggas need proof, they all my sons. I took them all to preschool. He and his feelings better be cool. Cause I chew that beef up, show my tongue now it's seafood. Now brought that all to your burial, I'm the pallbearer. This my shit, I sit in the throne like a lawn chair. All fair, warfare. Shit, Diamondback AR. Work that bitch like a guitar player. Turn down. Fucking with home, ho. Fucking with home. Told me, motherfucker. They tell them niggas turn down. Hold on, you playing with nigga. West Coast leader shit. You better tell them niggas turn down. Ain't it beautiful up on that fire as usual? Hey, look, hey, tell them niggas turn down. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead. If it ain't that serious, why you hysterical? I survived when niggas died, it's a miracle. Took a loss, but payback's a bitch. She the love of my life, I make her sing like Erica. These niggas weak on the frail side, I leave them wetter than a whale ride. UPK Hellboy, bring the hellfire. If I can't get a piece of heaven, I'm on hell's side. And in the end, I'll be undefeated, Lord, I promise. Shit, I bleed for the creed like a Adonis. Cowards don't get acknowledged. You break the oath, boy, you know the price. We ride together, we die together. That boy for life. I give what he wants. Better chill, chump. Run this shit like Forrest Gump. Cause you think I'm playing. Glock with me, that's my Jenny. No leg, yeah. 17 round roll on you like you did it. Turn down. What I'm saying? Told me, motherfucker. They tell them niggas turn down. You think I got glory coming? You think I did all this shit for nothing? You better tell them niggas turn down. Coward ass motherfucker. Hey, look, hey, tell them niggas turn down. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
Really seriously, you're looking for a Christ man, one who knowing it with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord, to do His will.
Go ahead.
I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make up money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, Native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in their image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in the cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We live in bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lie sound promising. Prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave them, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wound. wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, classes being held by the shot. On my life, I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UBK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, ain't be murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. It's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Hey, what's going on, man? Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me, let me know. I need to pull up my Instagram real fast. Hold on, let me get this right. Let me make sure I got this right. Here we go. All right, I think that's better. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're gonna leave it right there. All right, give me a one if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me loud and clear. I want to pull up my Instagram. Let me see. I put it in my messenger just in case somebody took it down. But before I get into that, I told y'all in Garfield's chat and in Polight's chat that I would fix the issues that they had once they got finished, got out of, whatever they was in. And I was able to do that. So I just got off the phone with Garfield and Sarnetta. I was able to get them two together. And a lot of times that's what it takes. What it takes to resolve an issue is to remove all the noise in between the issue. And the noise is usually between the people outside of the two individuals that involved, whether it's a video, comment, a chat, anything like that. That usually gets in the way of two brothers that are clearly brothers. They clearly, even when I was on the phone with them just now, you could tell that they're brothers. You could tell that they have a genuine friendship. The way that they, it wasn't no arguing. They didn't get on the phone with each other. Neither one of them yelled at each other. They expressed their grievances. They was able to hear each other, like the scriptures say. They heard each other. I did very little other than just mediate and bring it together, make sure they talk. And those two brothers will be doing a live stream together. They'll be doing a live stream together tomorrow or Friday. They'll be doing a live stream together, letting the world know. And I told them, I said, during this time, this thing with Polight, why would we ever let what Polight clearly did be the the straw that broke the camel's back? I think that's how they say it. and that was able to be achieved. So whenever they try to talk, now, and what's funny is Sinetta must know me. That's what I'm gonna say off top. Sinetta definitely must know me to some extent because when I told him I was going live, he said, "Yeah, Cap, you can go ahead and tell the people that you got us back together, because I know that's what you I know that's what you would do." So I actually wasn't going to say it, but him and Garfield both gave me the permission, and I told him, I said, it's funny that I'm getting y'all together for y'all to just attack me after I get y'all together. So I'm telling Garfield and Sinetta they brothers, and as soon as they get cool again, you know what they're gonna do? Sinetta gonna be like, "Why are you running from Garfield? Garfield got this information. Garfield said that. Garfield said this. Why are you running from?" That's all they're gonna do when they get back together. So I told him, I said, "Damn, I'm your enemy, your biblical, your doctrinal enemy is the one that brought y'all to peace." So that just shows the level of brotherhood that we have to go through. I even gave him, I think it's Psalms 140, 44 and 1, when it talks about brothers coming together in harmony. But I did think that was ironically funny as hell. So I told him, you can't control the chat, but going forward, there shouldn't be no disrespect of either one of them on either one of their platforms. Them men are brothers, built their thing together. And so that's how it's going to go for themselves. For this particular live stream, I have pinned, I believe, if I look, I have pinned the StreamYard link at the top. I pinned it on both channels. I pinned it on my Captain Tazaryach and the Lab podcast, and I pinned it on Cross the Line Radio. So if anyone wants to join into this live stream, you notice the title. The title says, "I want to hear from the people. Everyone is invited. Polight pleads guilty." I meant to put the damn D in there, and I couldn't edit it after I went live. But Polight pleads guilty of child abuse and rape. That's what he pleads guilty to. So I really want to hear. Of course, I'm going to talk about it. I really want to hear from the people to see what y'all think about it. What are y'all thoughts about it? Y'all let me know what y'all thoughts are about it. I want to play a video of Polight's, but I do got to have just a little bit of fun, like Clubhouse, right? Clubhouse, not Clubhouse said, "We tired of y'all running buck wild on this app." And so Clubhouse did some whole brand new thing. Like, they got rid of all the followers. So like the way it's set up, I think I had like maybe like 8,000 followers. I had like 8.3 followers, and I was only following like maybe 1.1. So now the way they do that, shout out to Omar. Let me pin that link, pin that up to the top. And so now the way they do it now is that you have to follow for follow. Similar, like Instagram, you don't have to follow everybody, neither do you have to follow everybody on Twitter. But on like Facebook, if you're friends, you can't unfriend somebody and still be their friend. So it's almost like that. So they're making some changes to Clubhouse, which I thought was funny, especially the way the people was acting. They was acting like it was the end of the damn world. Clubhouse said, "We tired of you niggas." Now, stop. Clubhouse said, "We tired of that." So, but again, I do want people to come into the chat. I want to play this video though. Hold on. I'm trying to consider if I'm gonna go live on Clubhouse as well, or if I'm just gonna do it on God damn it. 214 5. Oh, I did it wrong. 565. Wait. What the fuck, man? 2. I'm sorry. I'm trying to put this code in on this damn thing. Pardon me, y'all. 2. Ain't gonna piss me off. So I'm debating if I'm gonna do it on Clubhouse. So now I want to share my screen. Where's my Instagram at? Where's this video at? I'm gonna show y'all what pride is. Now I'm gonna show y'all what pride is. Let me share my screen. Share my screen. And this is my Instagram here. Now, as y'all see my screen right now, right? So I'm sharing this clip. Let me make sure y'all can see it good. Y'all can see it. Let me slide you over here. So that's good. Y'all can see it. Now I'm gonna play this. Now, this was either the night before. It says posted 8 hours ago, but this was clearly done like last night or something like that. This was Polight before the trial. Just watch this video. This is Polight. Look at him. Like the arrogancy. Look at him. They partying like he about to go free. Like they partying like he about to go free. Sorry for that. I can't control the video. I'm just playing the video. Salaki. I'll pause it right there. Salaki. I didn't want to say that, Salaki. But in that video, you clearly see like this is the day before he goes to trial. The day before. I'm gonna see if I could get it past that part to see some more. Hold on. So now I'm gonna see. Wait, I'm gonna see. I want to see if it shows any more of them talking about it. Hold on. I'm just playing it just to see. Now, let me see. I'm gonna present again. I don't think there's no more booty in there. Salakia for showing y'all that. I'm gonna see if it plays some more. Look at him. Look at him. Now that's Polight. That's Polight the day before. Hold up. Let me cut that off. That's Polight the day before. And then we have the Polight. This Polight video up. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Now I want to read. So now as I play that video, I want to show y'all this scripture. And again, I'm gonna keep reminding y'all and to my moderators in the chat, if you can let people know they can actually join us in this live stream. Like we have, how many people we got here? I can't really see. 168 people we have. If y'all want to come and join me and talk about this Polight incident, you can come into the video. Only thing I ask is that you show me yourself and I see you. You got some decent clothes on or something like that. You could definitely come in and join. It's not a problem. This was created for you. I've seen everybody go live from Doggy Diamond, Sonetta Garfield, XYZ. But I really want to hear from the people, hear what y'all have to say, so y'all could definitely come in and hear it. So I think I'm gonna use Garfield's video. I think he might do a lot of ad-libbing. Let me see if I can find my video that the sister sent me. Give me 1 second. Here we go. Let me get this one queued up. I'm gonna share my screen again. So now remember that one was him partying. So he's partying in that one. So I want to read this scripture. This scripture says, this is Ecclesiasticus. Let me show you. I'm going to do a lot of presenting my screen. So just bear with me as I do so. So I'm sharing. Yeah, I'm going to play the mother speaking too. Yep, I'm going to play the mother speaking as well, because I think that's important. So here you have Ecclesiasticus, or it might say Ben, son of Sirach. That's why you see the SIR right there. So this verse says, Verse 2, it says, this Ecclesiasticus 5:2, follow not thine own mind and thy strength to walk into the ways of thy heart, and say not, who shall control me for my works? For the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. If y'all think about anything, I'm going to play another clip too. There's a couple of clips I want to play, because when you think about from the time Polight got arrested for this charge, up until the day before, it's been nothing but pride, and the Lord shut his mouth. I remember having a conversation 2 years ago with King Los, and King Los has stood by this brother the whole time. I would definitely like to hear what King Los says. To Panama, this is what I like. This is what I like. Panama's gift. Now I'm putting Panama's gift up there. I want you to come, if you can, I want you to come on my stage and tell me why you say the mother did not sound sincere. I think that's a horrible thing. Without that mother, Polight wouldn't even be in jail. So I need you to come on here and explain what you mean by that. By that statement, I need you to explain it. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing that screen. So now we got the Lord. I just read, the Lord will surely revenge thy pride. And all you got to do, Panama's gift, is just hit the link at the top. If you're on YouTube, you should be able to see the link. It's not a problem at all. Nobody will be attacked. Any voice can be heard. But if you're going to make a statement like that, be man enough or woman enough. I'm not sure if Panama's a gift is a man or a woman, just based on the name. That's what I'm talking about. So you can definitely come if you got the heart. All right. So now I'm going to share my screen. So now we got the Lord will show thy pride. So now let's see what happened today. I'm going to show this from Facebook. Garfield did send me his video. I just don't know the minute marker of Garfield's video where the woman is talking. If anybody has that minute marker, can you let me know? Because I could play it from Garfield's channel, and I can play the video if y'all have the minute marker for it. All right. So now I'm gonna share this. This is what happened in court. Polight got 7 years to shut up. Laurie wants to know. Polight got 7 years. Okay, so now I'm gonna play this clip. This is the clip. Hold on.
2 was lewd and lascivious molestation on a child, 12 to 16 years, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Lewd and lascivious conduct on a child under 16 by a defendant 18 or over, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. Count 4, lewd and lascivious exhibition on a child under 16 years, defendant over 18, a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. And then count 6 is interference with custody, a third-degree felony, punishable by up to 5 years state prison. The state has now filed an amended information today, charging you with the following: aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. Count 2 is aggravated child abuse, great bodily harm, a first-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years state prison. And contributing to the dependency of a child, a first-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 1 year in jail. It is my understanding that you wish to plead guilty to this new information. You would be adjudicated guilty, and your sentence has been memorialized in a 4-page plea agreement. Did you have the opportunity to go over this plea agreement with your lawyer?
Yes.
Okay. I do need the defendant to initial each page because there are not initials on.
He ain't saying pages. Talk to me nice now. He said, okay. Yes.
Let me know when it's done.
Mm-hmm. Hold on one second. I'm going to just pause this. And I like these comments. I just wish y'all would come into the chat. So Zealots of Israel ministers say, didn't you call this man your brother a year ago over believing Israelites? Tazaryach need to repent. I don't know what you're talking about because he got arrested 2 years ago. So to say that I called him my brother over a year ago, that part is a lie. But if you ever wanted to say, have I ever sat with Polight? That's clear. I have. If you ever want to say I debated or had phone conversations or laughed or joked with Polight, that would be correct. But when you find out that show me where I've sat with him, called him my brother or anything when we found out what these charges were. I don't recall ever calling him my brother, but I have sat down. He was in my school. We sat down and did a debate. I think like 2019 it might have been. So now if you can show me where since this event happened that I sat or called him my brother, I would appreciate it. Shout out to Thimba. He said the main one going against Polight. I mean, I just don't know. Like, and again, the title of the room is I want to hear from the people. Why stay in the chat when you can come in the room? and talk. You can clearly come into the room and talk. Everybody knows me. I don't do all that yelling and all that stuff like that. So why be scared to just come in here and just talk and say what you need to say? I'm comfortable. I'm fine with it. All right. So now I'm gonna go back to the video. So now we see what he pled guilty to. I'm gonna keep playing it.
Boy, that nigga gonna have a rough time in jail.
That ad lib was funny. I ain't gonna front.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. The silence right now is him signing the plea.
Now, it is my understanding, Mr. Nowak, that you have gone over this plea agreement with your lawyer, and I want to go over it with you, not each and every aspect of it, but the major components of the plea agreement. But what I am going to ask is for the state to tell me the general terms of the plea agreement, and then we will go into the details on the contract. Go ahead.
Your Honor, the plea agreement includes an adjudication, 7 years of state prison, followed by 10 years of reporting probation. As a condition of probation, the defendant
will... Would you say 10 years probation? 10
years reporting probation. Okay. The defendant will complete the MDSO program. The defendant will not be allowed to have unsupervised contact with children. The defendant will have specific terms regarding...
So even when he get out, he can't have unsupervised contact with children. That I'm assuming that includes his own child. No unsupervised contact with children. And he deserves all of this. Like, I think everybody should understand now why he was so mad when Tazaryach said, your spiritual father is a child molester. I think that's clear now. What y'all think? Y'all think that's now we know why he really wanted to fight Tazaryach that day? Now we can see why it hurt him so bad. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not one to believe that this is the first time. I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. I'm not the guy that's gonna sit here and say, yeah, that's the first time that ever happened. That didn't happen any other time. I think that's cap. I think that's all cap. I think that we're gonna find out. I'm just titling in this room on Clubhouse. I want to see how this works. Talking with the people. Polight. Pleas. Guilty of rape. I'm not afraid of the word rape, Salakia. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not afraid of that. Okay, we got somebody. Marquise, I appreciate you coming in. You just got to show your face, and I'll definitely let you come up in here. Where's One West World? Go live from there. I'm gonna see if this I'm gonna see if this works. Now I haven't done this on Clubhouse. Let me unmute my mic. Let me go to audio settings, quality. I'll see if this works. We'll see if this works. We'll see if they check it out. I do have people coming into the room, so we'll see how this works. Okay, so okay, there we go. Marquise Wilkes. Hey, I'm gonna just play some more of this Polight audio, and then I'm gonna bring you in. Then we're gonna play the audio of the mother. All right. So I'm gonna just keep playing this, Marquise, and then I got you in the screen. All right. So just bear with me a second. It's only like 3 more minutes.
Where he may work and the ability to wear a uniform. There are additional terms of restitution, of which $5,000 has been agreed to be paid upfront within 24 hours, mailed to the victim, and additional restitution to be paid out on a monthly basis once he is out of custody, and that monthly amount is highlighted in the written terms of the plea agreement. Additionally, there will be a stay-away order from victim TS and her mother, which is also mentioned in the plea agreement.
What is the total amount of the restitution?
The total amount of restitution is $25,000.
Okay.
So he has to pay $25,000 as restitution as well.
Yes, sir. Okay.
On Clubhouse, can y'all tell me if y'all could hear?
Okay, so Mr. Nowak, the terms of the plea agreement are as what the prosecutor just stated, that you are going to be entering a plea of guilty to the 2 counts of aggravated child abuse and 1 count of deliberate
Hold on one
contributing to
second.
the
On Clubhouse,
delinquency.
can y'all hear the audio I'm playing? I know y'all can hear my voice, but can y'all hear the audio that's being played? Okay, let me see if I change this to music mode, if that lets y'all hear it. Just bear with me, y'all. Let me see. Y'all on Clubhouse, I'm going to play this audio again. Tell me if y'all can hear it now.
Minor.
Let me know.
You will be adjudicated guilty, which is a criminal conviction on your record. Do you also understand, sir, that by entering into this plea, that
Nakia
it is
said she could
subject
heard it
to
when it was playing.
involuntary civil commitment proceedings set forth in Florida statutes 394.910 through 394.931. Do you understand everything that I've said thus far?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I want to also advise you, sir, that you are
Hold on one second, Pharaoh.
7 years in
I want to
state
play
prison
this first, and then I'll
to
let
be
you go.
followed by 10 years of reporting probation. In addition to any of these special conditions of probation, you will also participate in and successfully complete a mentally disordered sex offense.
What'd you say, brother? So you don't hear it, is what you're saying, right? I'm gonna see if I turn it up. Bear with me 1 second. Let me see if I turn it up a little louder. He's a funny dude. Hold on, let me see.
Program that you
Can y'all hear it now?
also not eligible. Okay, you may, according to the state, you may be eligible for early termination if all of the conditions of your probation have been completed, that you have had no violations of your probation, and that you have not been arrested for any other criminal offense. Is that correct, State?
And to clarify, the terms stated in 5 is there's no prohibition on early termination. However, there is a requirement that any modification to this agreement be agreed by the state and the court.
Okay. All right, sir. Now, with respect to this plea agreement, I have on each page next to defendant's initials MN. Did you, in fact, affix those initials to each page?
I did.
And have you reviewed each and every component of this plea agreement going through page 1 and through page 4?
I have.
Now it says on page 4, having read the above mentioned terms of this plea agreement and having been advised by my counsel, David Terrace, I, Michael Noak, freely and voluntarily enter into this plea agreement and agree to abide by all terms and conditions of this plea agreement, and agree that failure to comply with any terms or conditions within this agreement constitutes a violation of probation and subjects me to be sentenced to the statutory maximum penalties provided by law for the crimes for which I am now pleading guilty. And then it has a signature over the name Michael Noah. Is that in fact your signature, sir?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I am now going to...
That sounds like Malachi York, his spiritual daddy, was doing the exact same thing. So we just played the one video where he was in the club partying. Talk about did when he was in the club partying, did it not say all charges drop? This is what I mean. Like, this guy is like, when you talk about a narcissist, Polight would be what you consider an extreme narcissist, and he has no remorse for what he did to that little girl. What he did to that little girl is horrific. You would think that he would try to, like, you would think the average cat that is guilty of a crime, you think they would have some type of remorse. They would have some compassion on what they did. He in the club the day before partying, talk about all charges drop. And why is he doing that? Because of the followers that he have on social media. That's the trick bag he want them to believe. And then the very next day, he cops out. And the charges that he copped out to is not no lightweight charges. He copped out to 2 charges of aggravated child abuse, rape, bodily harm, 1 count of contributing to a minor. That's what he pled out to. And then there are 2 more charges coming that we don't even know about. We don't even know about them yet. I shouldn't say that because it might be out there. I may just not know about it. But there's 2 more charges coming. So, Pharaoh, I do see you on the stage, but I had this brother Marquise that I'm going to bring in on YouTube, and then I'll come to you right after that. So I just added Marquise. Let me stop sharing. Oh, you don't know? So you're not familiar with the case at all? Oh, okay, no sweat. So I'll update. So just to give everybody an update that doesn't know, Brother Polight, aka Michael Noack, that's his born name, pled guilty to rape, child abuse of, I believe the young girl was 14 years old. The young girl was the daughter of a woman who was his wife at the time. We need to let that part, like this, that part got to come out too. He convinced the wife. Yeah, she was 14. Yep. He convinced the wife that he just wanted to talk to her privately about bettering herself. We're gonna play the audio of the sister that of the mother, and in doing so, he then assaulted. So I just wanted to highlight that. Hold on, I may have to share Clubhouse for them to hear, the people on Clubhouse. Bear with me 1 second. Let me share Clubhouse. Club deck. Boom. Okay. When you say fronting his move, what that mean? No, so you don't even know who the guy is. Right. Yeah, Brother Polight is a popular, right. He talk, yeah. He comes from Malachi York. Malachi York, who he called his father, is under the jail right now for the very same charges. His was just more. All right. So y'all let me know if y'all can hear the people on Clubhouse now. I did share it, so y'all should be able to hear it once you do it that way. To the brother Marquise Wilkes, let me know what's your take? What did you come up here to talk about?
If I could, sir, first of all, I want to give credit to you and the commander.
Go ahead, brother. Brother, you can go ahead and go.
I think I'm on a delay, sir. But if I could, they should have gave him 1,000,000 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll get into why the time was short when I play the audio of the sister of the mother. We'll get into that. Was there anything else you wanted to add?
Yes, sir. If I could, sir, they should have gave him 1,000,000 years.
I agree. I don't know what's up with your connection, brother, but you just said that. You just said that just now.
But my statement is this: that brother, and he getting what he getting what he deserves.
Most High in Christ. I appreciate it, brother. Was that it?
Yes, sir. That's my statement.
All right, that's what I appreciate you. All right. We're gonna go ahead and take him out. Okay. All right. So now we're back to it. So now what I'm gonna play next is the mother's, because people ask the question why he only got 7 years. Why didn't they go to trial? The mother explained it beautifully, what from her position, and I think Shapat brought out an excellent point that Polight is on the sex offenders list now, which I think is important. Marquise Wilkes, I don't know why you came back in here, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and remove you from. Right, that's him. Yeah, that's him. Mm-hmm. That's him. So now I'm gonna play the woman, the mother, and she'll explain why she didn't. Let me see. How can I do this? Let me see if I can share more than one thing. So let me bring this over here. Let me see if I can do this here. Marquise, brother, I don't want to ban you from the room, but you keep coming in here, brother. You said that's all you had to say. Stop clicking the link, please. I'd appreciate it. So now let me share. Let me present. Share screen. Share entire screen. Here we go. That's what I'm going to do. Share entire screen. So boom. So now we should get the audio. There we go. Okay. So now what I'm going to do here, you're going to now hear the audio of the mother. So Garfield sent me a text. He told me that at the 1:18 minute mark, hold on. 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 25 seconds. I believe I got it here. For those that's hold on. For those that's wondering why I have my headphones on the mic, that's how they're able to hear on Clubhouse. Now, this is the mother. This is the mother speaking. This is the mother of the 14-year-old girl who was assaulted by Polight. Oh shit! Hold on, I done jumped the damn. Hold on. Hold on, real fast. They're saying they can't hear on YouTube. Can y'all hear on Clubhouse? Can somebody let me know if y'all can hear on Clubhouse? Okay, but they can't hear on Clubhouse. Let me see. Hold on a second. No, I'm sorry. They can't hear on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I am actually messing with the interface. Oh, I know how to do it. Hold on. I know what to do. I'm sorry. I'm doing it wrong. So let me do it this way. Share screen. Boom. Boom. This percent that much. This percent that much. Yeah, I got you. Left, right.
What you have done to my daughter, myself, and my entire family is inexcusable. You hurt us all. You made me believe that you were such a great man and you could do no wrong. You made me fully trust you, and for that, my daughter trusted you too. But the truth is, you're a monster, a demon. The very first time that I allowed you to be alone with my daughter, the very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself. You told me you was gonna be right back. You were going downstairs. We were gonna grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were gonna bring her right back. I thought you were gonna have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you. I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see.
Did y'all hear what she said? Let me bring it back. Bring it back a little bit. Right.
Isolate, intoxicate, then allowed you to be alone with my daughter. The very first time, and you couldn't even help yourself.
So she's saying the very first time that he allowed her to be alone with the daughter to have a conversation and take vacation pictures, which means they were somewhere on vacation. This is what he chose to do. I'm gonna keep going.
Are we gonna pass the isolate and intoxicate?
No, I rewinded it back, brother. Just be quiet. I got it. I got you. Just watch. Just listen.
You told me you was gonna be right back. We're going downstairs. We're gonna grab food and take vacation pictures. You told me that you wanted to have a one-on-one talk with her about loving and respecting me as a great mother that I was and am. And I actually believed you. I believed that you were going to bring her right back. I thought you were going to have this trusting conversation with her that you promised me. Her and I both trusted you. For a grown man to violate a child who trusted him, you should be ashamed of yourself. You plotted on me and my little girl. The entire time you knew what you planned to do. Isolate, intoxicate, then violate my baby. Shame on you.
And for those that don't know, he drugged her. That's why she's saying isolate, which is asking if, he could have a conversation with her, take some pictures. Now, this is, they say wives like we say wives. So this is his wife. They're in a relationship together. So the isolation comes with, hey, I want to talk to her just about a few things, take a picture with her. That's the isolation. The intoxication is once he gets her isolated because he took her somewhere, then he drugged her. That's the intoxication. And then, of course, the assault that came afterwards. I'm going to keep going.
I appreciate you broke that down.
No sweat, brother.
I trusted you to bring her right back. You were supposed to bring her back the same way that you took her. Instead, you drugged her and took advantage of her. You sexually abused her. You forced alcohol down her throat. You then forced her to see things that no child should ever have to see. You forced her to feel things that no child should have to feel. You forced her to accept violence that no child should ever have to endure. You forced drugs in her that no human should ever even ingest. She's my child. My baby. How could you? You could have killed her with all the drugs that were found in her system.
Damn.
You thought your master plan was mapped out perfectly, huh? You thought I'd be dumb enough to believe you over my child. And you thought that money would blind me. You thought I was going to be so blinded that I wouldn't notice when you returned her with bruises all over her body and her mouth busted, uncontrollably shaking. Absolutely not. And although you executed your plan and you got what you wanted those couple of hours, you actually failed. Because look where you're at right now. You have created a lifetime of trauma for my daughter and I. Before you, we never knew evil existed. You brought so much evil into our lives that early morning, and I'll never forget. I called you like 50 times and you wouldn't answer me. And I called her too, but you took her phone. You drugged my baby and you gave her no way to seek help. You left me no way to contact her or even know where she was. I get physically sick now whenever I'm away from my daughter because of you. Something as simple as her going to school, I'm in panic mode. Because I'm scared when she comes back, she's going to be hurt all over again. I constantly have flashbacks of that night. And what she lives with is not okay. She feels uncomfortable around people and will live with this forever, and this is not fair to her. She never deserved this. Shame on you for forcing evil on our youth. And for a year, I questioned, how could you even do this to us? Her and I did nothing wrong to you. We trusted you. I moved across the country because I believed everything that you told me. But it was pure manipulation I see now. All you do is specialize in selling false dreams. How could you do this to an innocent child and mother who simply trusted you? We did nothing wrong. But you know what? I'm done breaking my head trying to question or figure out how you could do such a thing. It's so simple to me now. You're just a sick man. A man you can have a plethora of women, but you secretly prefer to have a child. And it's so clear now. I will never be able to fully trust another person due to the betrayal that you've shown me. And for that, I was not willing to trust 6 strangers and go to trial. Nor was I going to put my daughter through an additional trauma. This plea was in our best interest. You and I both know the evidence is extremely substantial. But even with that, I refuse to have my child be tormented when she's done nothing wrong. All she holds is the truth. And I will say this, although you were so worried about being labeled a sex offender, you did us a huge favor by admitting to guilt, period. So for that, I thank you. I truly thank you. Yes, mitigation took place and I allowed it as long as it meant you going to prison and you getting true help. Because true help means no more victims. The fact that your only non-negotiable was to accept a sex crime shows exactly the type of man that you are. You know what you did in that hotel room. I know what you did, and my daughter knows what you did. DNA doesn't lie. There's no reason why your DNA should have been found on my baby. And yes, I satisfied your bogus request to not be labeled a sex offender, but it doesn't take away from who you truly are. I wasn't going to waste any time going back and forth with you over a label. God will judge you for exactly the person he knows you to be, a sexual predator. So rest assured, jail time equals jail time.
That part right there that she's talking about Polight requested to not be labeled as I believe not to register as a sex offender after the 7 years and the probation is up. And she's saying she didn't have a problem waiving that as long as he pled guilty to the charges. That's what she's speaking to. And she's correct when she say, not only God, but we're going to know because there's no way he come outside and we don't know that he's a rapist, that he pled guilty to the charge. So I just want everybody to understand what
after a while, she 14.
I don't think it's the first time he did that shit, bro.
No, it's not. It's definitely not. But just let me get this. I'm kind of updating everybody. Shit. Once the audio gets finished, I'm gonna let everybody, speak and give their opinion. At certain points, like the brother that's on the stage, I think Pharaoh had needed some understanding on certain points. So that's why I was stopping like at this point to explain. But after she says it all, then of course I'll let people come in. And again, you can come if you're on YouTube, you can come into the live stream, and then of course on Clubhouse, I'm gonna let y'all speak. All right, 1 second.
And I pray that during your 10 years of sex offender probation, you actually receive the treatment that you need, and it helps heal your sick mind and get the thoughts of being with children out of it. All you care about is your pretend image, but I know exactly who you are now. You want to be this public figure, but you want to do all your evil acts in secret. You're so self-centered. That's why the last time I saw you on February 27, 2021, you fought me. You tried to hold me hostage from taking my daughter to the hospital. I'll never forget that cowardly look in your eyes. I'll never forget it. You were so scared. You were so scared because you realized you messed with the wrong one. Your last words to me, you held me and said, please don't go. You're going to ruin my career. Well, today, September 6th, 2023, my last words to you are, I hope the next 17 years of your life, you're reminded of the disgusting, terrifying, unforgettable act that you've done to my innocent daughter. Shame on you. And although you've caused a tremendous amount of trauma for myself and my daughter, we will, and will always be superior of you, because a successful, honest career is something that you can never, ever have. We will both continue to stand against violence. My daughter will continue to persevere and be bright and intelligent and courageous young woman that she is. So Michael Nowak, I hope you enjoy prison and God bless you.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your courage for speaking. It is heartbreaking, and my heart goes out to you and your daughter.
All right. That's the audio from the mom. And I think there's a lot to take in. So she explained why it's only 7 years. She didn't want to put her daughter through a trial. She has actually shielded her daughter. If you listen to her say every time her daughter goes outside, she's worried until she comes back inside. Like, that's the pain of it, because this is a man that she looked at as a husband. They traveled. She believed what he said. And then, of course, the daughter is following her because of that. And then the man that she called husband, the man that she called her man, violates the daughter. Where does it go from there when she tried to pick another man to be in a relationship with? The trauma that is going to be with that 14-year-old. That 14-year-old, she's older now. Where does it go with her, with trusting a man like that? That's just something that the dynamic between them has changed forever. Trust.
Not to permit it, but did the parents were the parents okay with it at first?
Why you say that? What about anything that
I'm asking you if
I'm asking you with what she just said? Is there anything that sounds like?
It doesn't sound like it was okay.
I'm confused why I'm confused why you asking that question, because she's clearly said the first time I let you speak to my daughter alone, you did this. Listening is an art.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, listening.
Yeah, I got you. I hear you.
Yeah, you must have missed.
I overlooked it. And
he overlooked that. He overlooked that in the audience.
Daughter too.
Say it. Yeah.
Daughter too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, but hold on. But who's to say he didn't do this to his own daughter? If he's fucked up this bad to do this to a little girl, man. Who's to say he wouldn't do this to his own daughter, man? He's a demon, bro. He's possessed by a demon, the sexual demon that's gonna have you violate and beat up a girl, a little helpless girl, man, 14 years old. My God, man.
Listen, I was saying that. That's right. I was saying that earlier today, that this lets you know of the mental disease that men like this suffer, and women in cases, because in the R. Kelly case, not what R. Kelly did, but R. Kelly's life, he tells the story of how he was molested by a woman. So this ain't something that just men do, women do it too. And this ain't about having money. This ain't about having fame, because whether you would think with the fame, and he got wives. That's the part that is a trip, because he's not a brother that don't got what he parades. I believe he was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show with his wives. I believe he was on Vlad before with his wives, or spoke about being able to have wives. So this is not a man that didn't have more than one wife. This is not a man that didn't have other wives outside of the wives that he popularly, would parade around. This is a man that had it, which lets you know the type of mental defect that men like Polight and other men like that have inside their brain, where they see a 14-year-old girl and something in it says, I have to have this young child. And what I was saying earlier to Dom's point was that this is not the first. There's no way anybody's going to get me to believe that this is the first time that this happened. This is not the first time that this happened. This has happened before. It's not, bro. Hell no. And I pray that we find out the other people that this happened to. I pray that they come out and it becomes a point where he can't even come outside. Like, he can't, I pray he don't even come out. He doesn't deserve to be able to come out, especially if we find out instances of him doing this with other people. And so I want to hear from other people. Dom, I know you came on the stage. We got other people on the stage. I invited those up here that want to speak to the topic. Again, if you're on YouTube, you can come into the platform visually if you want to, because like I said, this title, a lot of people, when they did the rooms today, I want this one to be about the people. So if you want to come into the room, just come into the room if you want to. The link is up at the top. I believe my moderators is putting the link up at the top. So anybody on Clubhouse has something that y'all want to say about it?
Yeah, I think that these guys, they very selective and strategic, and who they decide to target, right? Who they decide to prey on. There have been some other folks on YouTube that was making accusations. This was a few years ago that this other girl, she was making accusations right? I don't think nobody believed her because the dude had a little, status or whatever. He was, had a little celebrity behind his name and stuff. So I thought they just disregarded what she was trying to say. She was saying straight up, he's a pedophile, right? So I just think that, these dudes are so slick, man. They really target certain people to prey on.
Mm-hmm.
I just noticed that pattern, bro.
Celebrities, pastors, they use their celebrity.
Exactly.
Like it's because like when Linda, who's the mother's name, when she made the point to say when he tried to stop her, his excuse to stop her was, you're gonna mess up my career. Like if you tell, you're gonna ruin my career. I can only imagine what he was saying to that 14-year-old. If we know anything about predators, what predators do is say they're gonna hate you, they're not gonna like you, they're gonna be against you, they're gonna say all those things to make you not share. Which what I love about Linda, again, that's the mother of the daughter, is that she didn't let that stand in her way. Sometimes we hear of stories where men and women let their children suffer horrific things happening to them at the expense of not wanting to expose a brother or a sister or a mother or uncle or a preacher or a pastor. And then that daughter or that son has to grow up not being protected. I said this in my Car Chronicles earlier, like a child that's born is not supposed to protect themselves. They are born to parents whose job is to provide and protect them. A daughter, even more so, like, sons definitely definitely need protection. But when we think about girls, I got boys and girls. And when I think about my boys, you kind of want your boys to stumble a little bit because, you preparing them for the toughness and the care of the world, where a daughter, you're going to treat a little bit more dainty. You're going to treat her a little bit more nice, be more protective, put more hedges and stuff like that around her because she's a daughter. So you ain't training her to be a fighter. You're the fighter for her. And when they get violated, they looking at mommy, daddy, help me. And then more times than not, we help the predator instead of the prey. And in this instance, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was saying, to your point, she said that her daughter came back bruised up.
Mm-hmm.
She had bruises.
Yeah.
So he beat her.
He bruised her in the mouth as well. Not to be too graphic with it, but when it first came out, the DNA that they had on him was on her clothing and in her face area. Because he bruised her in the mouth.
See, so he beat her. Mm-hmm. And he probably was making threats saying, if you tell anybody, I'm gonna kill you. Because
mm-hmm.
That's what a lot of these demented minded people they do. They scare you, right? Or they'll say, like, they'll hurt your mama, right? They'll say things like that, like, I'll kill your mama if you tell anybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, they do they do any type of scare tactic.
Yeah.
Any type of scare tactic they could think of. And that's why sometimes, like, when I see like older women that live a promiscuous lifestyle, or men that might be alternative lifestyle, or even like in the game and stuff like that, when I counsel them and when I talk to them, I always ask them, were they ever violated as a child? And you'll be surprised, like 9 times out of 10, no exaggeration, it's always yes. And then the second question I always ask them, when it happened, what was the result? And they're hardly ever helped in that instance. And so they believe, well, this must be my life. And that's how they cope with being attacked sexually. Like, this must be the life that for me, because my mother didn't protect me, my father didn't protect me, so this must be my life. So Linda deserves all the praises in the world because she protected her daughter. So although this is a horrific event, when she was harmed, because danger can happen to anybody, but it's what you do in that danger that's going to dictate and control how that child looks at life going forward. And at least that child knows that my mother will protect me. I'm not sure if a biological father, because we don't know too much about him, because she's kept them hidden. That's also the reason why she chose to take the plea instead of trial, because she felt like the daughter had suffered enough. She didn't want her to come outside and have to sit in the court and look at him and go through all that trauma again, because I believe she said they're still getting counsel, because this happened 2 years ago. There's no telling how long that it would take for them to actually recover from something like this. I don't know if I don't want to hog up the conversation. I know we do got other people on the stage and people in the comment section. Do y'all have anything y'all want to say that's on the stage? I'll probably go live for a little while longer. But does anybody have anything they want to say on the stage?
I'm gonna just say that he got off easy for 7 years, bro, because us fathers out here, we know how we would have handled him, bro.
Right.
We know what we would have done to him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he got off easy, man. And I just want this dude to burn in hell, man.
Well, there's 2 other charges he got to face too, so hopefully those 2 other charges keep him in there as well. Anybody else want to say something?
Yeah, fam, if I could chime in, I sincerely appreciate your work on this, Captain.
I appreciate that.
What you've really been holding the line, man. The brothers who come out here and use racism or, some FBI probe, DNA being planted on them and all this other conspiracy to justify hurting children or, continue to confuse the people. If you go to the brothers' Instagram, I don't know if you spoke about it already, but he has a post up there saying the charges was dropped.
I played it earlier. I played that earlier, like when I started. Like that was just yesterday. Just yesterday, he putting up the link that all charges are dropped. Like that. Like he's such a narcissistic asshole to put that video up, knowing he gonna cop. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did play the video earlier. You can finish, brother Salaki.
No, I appreciate you, brother. And no, you giving the context, so I appreciate you. And so yeah, I just think it just, like you said, just shows how sick he is, man. And so what I would just say for the community at large, because it's not indicative of everybody. Everybody in the conscious space is not on this type time. Everybody's not a scam artist, right? But we do have those people in the community, and it's going to take real men to call them out. And so when it comes to this kind of actions against a daughter or a child, we can't be scared as men to call this out or wait for more information. Too many guys jumped up there defending this man when the charges were out instead of being patient for the court to play out. You know what I mean? They went the other way, like, oh, it's a conspiracy. They planting semen on him and all this goofiness. When here we are, he pleaded guilty himself. So once again, thank you for your work. Thank you for going live. Thank you for covering this. Thank you for holding the line. It's real brothers like you out here and others on the stage and in the audience that are going to continue to make the community better and build as fathers, husbands, and just gatekeepers. So thanks again.
I appreciate that, brother. Anybody else? Again, the floor is open to anyone that wants to speak on this topic. So anybody else want to speak on it?
Shalom, Cap.
Hey, shalom.
Hey, man, first of all, praises to the Most High, the Mighty One of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob through Christ. But, man, this is great for me because, like, when I first learned about camps, you was the first brother that I heard out there speaking, and it was against Polight. I remember him shooting up the Bible and doing all that crazy stuff. But this ain't nothing but the judgment of the Most High on him. He was a wicked person, and the world needed to know how wicked he was. You know what I'm saying? My other question I got to ask you is, where is
before you ask that question, RT made a comment. She said there was a room where the mother was blamed. Can you just type in the chat what room where the mother was blamed? I would definitely like to know what room the mother was blamed in. I would appreciate it. Now, when your question was where's Sarnetta, right?
Yeah. I ain't heard nothing from Sarnetta.
Well, Sarnetta's position. Well, Sarnetta kept the same position he said he would. He said that he wanted to wait till the charges was announced. So what he knew that he was going to plead guilty. He just didn't know what he was going to plead guilty of. He didn't know if it was going to be for the rape, abuse, assault. So he said his position was he's waiting until he actually gets convicted, cops out, pleas, and then once he knows that, then he will go from there. So once he found that out, he cut him off. He was also supposed to interview Polight, but he declined doing the interview because Polight initially said he was going to come in front of the people and answer all questions, but then he told Sarnetta no, he wants to do the interview privately, just hit one-on-one them two, and Sarnetta declined that interview because he said this ain't about me and you, this is about the people. So that was Sarnetta's position on it, on this particular subject.
Okay, that's cool. Sarnetta kept it 100 then.
Yes,
that's
he did.
What's up. Yeah, but all praises, bro, and great job of bringing this truth out and keep doing what you're doing. Shalom.
Hey, no sweat, brother. Hey, Kadoz, I see you came in the room. If you want to raise your hand and come up. RT, I'm still waiting. I don't know if RT is still in the room, but I definitely want to know what room there was that said it was the woman's fault. Anybody else on the stage that got something they want to say? Or RT, you can raise your hand and just tell us exactly about that room. I would love to hear about it. Go ahead, brother.
What's up? Can I say something? What's up, Kyle?
Yeah. Hey, hold on, Brooke. We had a lot of brothers speak. If you could just wait and go right after Halima, because she's probably gonna get kicked out the room again. I'm just joking. I don't know why Halima keep getting knocked out. But Halima, you got the floor. Then Brooke, you can go right after.
Hey, I'm not used to this app updates. I'm really trying.
Yeah, I don't know what they doing with these app updates.
But yeah, I just think this whole situation is just kind of crazy. Like, from the top to the bottom. I'm glad that, the mother and daughter have been vindicated, and that, I just pray, because at this point, like, she's never, the mother nor the daughter, they're both victims in this situation. They're never going to be able to trust men again or trust people again around them. It's always going to be this, thing that's going around. So for people that are defending, the situation, defending him after this point, it's kind of absurd. And it's crazy because, we talk about all the time why it's so hard for women to come out and speak on situations like this. And it's because of the ridicule of the community. You got people talking about, accountability should have been on her, and there's accountability to go around. But the bigger point of this situation is there's a sick ass nigga that decided to do this to somebody. Like, so that's just, where my head is at with it. Like, the focus really should be on him and the stuff that he committed, the crimes that he committed. He's the person that should be on trial. And hopefully we'll start to see more people, hop on that and just start to, I'm pretty sure at this point there's going to be way more stuff coming out. Like you said before, I agree. This is not the first time.
Yeah, this is definitely not the. Yeah, and if I could, before Brooke goes, them wives is just as culpable too. Them wives that's with Polight, they just as guilty as Polight. I just wanted to add that. And then Kay in the Bronx, I'm gonna bring you in after Brooke goes. But Brooke, you got the floor.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was in that room earlier. I fell asleep on it. But that's just basically what the brothers were saying, was like, saying that he's sick, fuck him, and this, that, and the other. But what about the moms? They hold some they hold some responsibility in the situation as well, because they knew what he was. It's not like this came out of nowhere. They were bringing up an interview that one of his wives had that said he got her when he was an adult, like in his 20s, and she was 15 or something. I don't know.
Right. And so they're saying that every woman that ever meets Polight is supposed to know the background?
No, they're saying that his wife, Annette or whatever her name is, they said that.
Oh, no, okay, so they're not talking about the wives that, they're not talking about Linda, the mother. They're talking about the other wives.
The other wife, yeah, said he met her when he was in his 20s and she was 15. So that's, that's out of bounds. So they were talking about an interview, and I've heard other people speak on that interview as well. So, but I haven't seen the interview nor paid attention. But I have paid attention to for years is he's been a scam artist.
Right.
He's been a scam artist. He's been doing fucked up shit in the community.
Right.
He's been foul. We've been dealing with that since him. 2014, 2015. He's been doing that. So, and everybody made excuses for him. So this don't seem, when your character is that, that's the reason why you call people out and hold them accountable when they show you who they are in the first place, because you don't know what's going to happen next,
Right.
right? And if he's already a scam artist, they're already talking about him getting his wife when she was 15. He was in his 20s. I mean, come on now, like, you know, and that's my whole thing. But I don't know. I wanted to confirm because I was earlier. I was kind of trying to look up what happened with the case. So what, they dropped the child molestation charges, and I seen something about an aggravated that he got an aggravated child abuse charge. So he doesn't have to register as a sex offender when he gets out.
Yeah, he doesn't. So part of the deal of, as long as he pled guilty, the mother was fine with him not registering as a sex offender when he gets out. So he gets 7 years and then 10 years of probation is what he gets. But he also can't have
seven state years. So he got to do half that time.
I would assume, right? I'm assuming. I'm not sure how to Florida, because I think this happened in Florida, so I'm not sure how Florida works.
Yeah, that's a I mean, that's a hell of a deal. But if you look at you know, these child molesters, especially most of them are European descent, shit, they getting deals better than that left and right, and that's crazy. You know,
and she also can't be around. Excuse me. He can't. He has to have. He can only have supervised. He can only be around children under supervision for 17 years.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, if he's around any children, it has to be under supervision when he gets out.
Oh, even his own.
Yeah, if he has his own kids.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. So, but my thing is, when he gets out, so because 3 years, 4 years, 3-4 years is gonna go by fast. So when 3 or 4 years happen, my thing is this: is he gonna be able to reinvent? Is he gonna be able to reinvent himself?
I don't see how. If he can come out and do that, it would be a shame, because the only place he would be able to do that is in that so-called conscious community.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but now, for what I'm hearing, the community is really standing up against him. I haven't heard nobody say they still gonna rock with him or anything. I haven't heard that. So I would.
And the reason I'm putting that out there is because you one of the guys on the forefront.
Right.
Like you never really came out and said nothing against his scamming, right? I didn't really have a platform.
That's
So
cap. Hold up. That's cap. I always say something against his scamming.
You said, but what I'm saying is you wasn't really pushing the mean line.
Yeah, I pushed it until he got out of the community. So I would show what he would say about black people. I would show about the scamming. And then, like, sometime after the whole cross the line thing happened, maybe like a year after that, he kind of left and went out to Hollywood.
LA.
Right. So he wasn't really in my space anymore to have to talk about it. But a funny story, I remember I was at the airport, maybe like around 2018 and something like that. And as I'm at the airport, I meet this couple, I'm talking to him. He said, Polight got me for some money. And I said to myself, y'all still giving money to Polight? I couldn't understand it. Like, with all the stories of the scamming, I couldn't understand.
They sweep that shit under the rug. Listen, they sweep that shit under the rug. People that's really entrenched, that really study the shit. Like, like you may not know me, but me and you chopped it up over the years a few different times.
Okay. And
I know people, so I'm entrenched in what's really going on. If you ain't really entrenched, I sweep that shit under the rug and then make excuses for it.
Right.
And my thing is, I'm with anybody that's trying to teach you got something good. But here's a question, and the reason why I'm bringing that up to you is, and I'm saying, are people gonna forget in 3 to 4 years? Because maybe not 3 to 4 years, but in 5 to 6, people are gonna forget.
Right.
Because you're gonna have about 2 or 3 different new generations that are trying to become conscious, just trying to get some of that clean water, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna be trying
clean water.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And he's gonna be trying to give it in whatever way that he's able to do it, whether it's through books, whether it's through sponsorship of somebody else, teaching youngsters, come through somebody else. He's a real slick dude, right? And the reason why I say that is because, let me explain something to you. If they let Dr. York out tomorrow, do you think he would have followers? Do you think people would be beating down his door? Oh, he's free.
York got followers right now.
Exactly.
So yes, he's going to have followers now. But the better question is, will he be accepted by the mass? Would be the better question. So, do I think York would have followers? Yeah. Would he be accepted by the mass? No. Do I think Polight would have somebody convince some people to believe him? Yeah, because we see it all the time. But will he be accepted by the mass? No, because as short a time as you say the 3 years or 7 years is, I'm still not going to we still talk about York. So just like we talk now, York been locked up since like 2007, 8 or something like that. And so we still talk about that. There's still rooms that run on Clubhouse, on YouTube. You got Chuck Morgan, I believe, that speaks about it all the time. Garfield speaks about it. So we make sure it doesn't die. And I can tell you, I'll do the same thing with this here. This thing with Polight ain't never gonna die, ever.
He's gonna come out a Christian.
But oh man, hey, that would be cold. Hey, what if he became?
I don't want to laugh. Wait, I ain't gonna laugh.
What if he became a Hebrew Israelite though?
No, he gonna come out a Christian and get the Christians to forgive him. Like
more, you know what to be more.
Gonna be a Muslim.
Yeah, that's what Garfield. That's what I was gonna say. More than likely, he'll be a Muslim over anything, because Christians ain't gonna stop him from getting touched in jail when they find out what his charges is, but the Muslims would. So he'd probably be more so a Muslim.
He just threw all the Muslims under the bus, man. He got Sanders.
Oh yeah, that did kind of come off a little crazy. Yeah, right? I'm talking about from a protection standpoint. I'm not saying that the Muslims would let him get away with it.
Cap. Come on now, he gonna pay for protection, Cap. He ain't no dummy.
He probably be in PC or something like that.
Got followers. Cap, you know what goes on behind closed doors. Like I don't want to get too deep in it, but you know. He was trying to link himself into, to major hitters, and
no, you can't say he was trying. He did. I mean, he was with the Mayweathers and sat next to Kobe and stuff like that. That's what makes it more maniacal what he did. What makes what he did more heinous is the position that he was trying to get in. He got in that position. He didn't not get in there. He got in that. And even as he was going through this trial, he still was able to chill with Mayweather. Maybe they didn't know about the trial or something like that. So he was somebody that got in that position. So there is no, he was trying. I'm sorry. I just shut my damn phone down. Hold on. It's not that he didn't get in the position. He got in the position, period. So I just pray that he never, I really hope them other two charges, if we find out if there's a heinous, that he's able to get the judgment that the Lord wants him to get. And make no mistake about it. Before you ask that question, make no mistake about it. Like, we as the children of Israel, one thing we believe that the Lord judges. Luke the 12th chapter says there's nothing hid that will not come to light. Polight has done some horrendous things against the Most High. I remember he shot up the Bible. He specifically took ISCBK name, put it on the Bible, and shot up the Bible. He said things, the black woman is God. The God of the Bible is a woman. He used to say things against the Bible. And this is the judgment of the Lord. Like, you can't say these things and not get punished for saying those things. And we as Israelites, we believe that.
Sir.
Go ahead.
Now, hold on. I thought I had another question.
Wait, hold on, brother. Relax, brother. You talked for a while. Relax. It's popcorn style.
First, I just want to say the water Yahweh Shah.
Come on.
Not for what happened to the brother, for damn sure, but for what happened to that daughter and that mother, to actually get some justice, because the woman said it when she got a chance to speak. She said, "You thought I was one of the ones who was going to be blinded."
That's right.
By your success and by your money. So that goes to show that in some cases it is.
Mm-hmm.
And him being, some high profile person, and all eyes being on this case, they be under pressure to deliver some justice. But there's a sister who, didn't pick such a high profile brother who committed the same type of crimes, and you know that sister's not going to get justice. So the fact that we got some justice for this, you know, I'm ecstatic about that. One of the things that that you just spoke on about what he did with the Bible and putting our ISUPK name on it, and for him to be so smart, he's so stupid. Because this wasn't a war between him and ISUPK.
Right.
This isn't the ISUPK's truth. This is the Lord's truth.
Right.
So by him making it so personal, he never seen the hook coming.
Yeah,
so you shoot up the Bible, that's the Lord's.
Mm-hmm.
You call the black woman God, well, that's the Lord's title. That's his position. And it's so ironic that the person that he claimed to worship as a God, well, that's the God that brought him down. You know what I'm saying? I think it was just so poetic in that type of revenge and that type of justice that the person he's been saying is God all this time is the one he's going to spend, you know, whatever part of his life he got left in jail.
Hey, you know what's funny? You saying that, Malak. I remember when the cat King Los on Clubhouse. I don't know if anybody ever remembers the conversation he and I had. But, you know, he's another one that was like the black woman is God and you got treated like this and treated like that. And I remember when this incident happened, the black woman wasn't God no more, even from King Lo's position. There was so many women that left him. Because for those that don't remember, when it first happened, King Los reaches out to Polight. Polight said he coming on Instagram to address it. He going to do it on the Instagram Live, and on the whole entire Instagram Live, he never said, I didn't do it. That saying I ain't do it is not going to jeopardize the case. And he never said that. And then when the interview is over and him and me and King Lo started talking, he starts speaking as if we got to look at the character of the mother, as if we got to look at the daughter. We got to look at everything, even though at that time we knew that there was DNA evidence. They tried to spin it, and I don't know if it was his desire to believe what Polight was saying, that the DNA came from the interactions between Polight and the mother, but the DNA evidence clearly came from Polight and the daughter. You know what I'm saying? So you bringing up that part just reminded me of when King Los was standing strong with Polight.
And I remember that night too. I believe he was alienated some of the sisters based off, you know, what he was trying to do.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
I'm not friends with Polight, so I could understand the need to want to defend your brother,
right?
Defend somebody that you don't believe is guilty, and I believe it's ways to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a reason why there's a justice system. Like, everybody's presumed innocent, but you don't take a hard stance on something that, you know, unless you really with that person. Like, I'm gonna take a hard stance for you, Cap. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you're a brother who fears the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And if I be shamed because I believe the brother, you know, a prophet of God, and that's just, I take that. But for him to believe somebody that he just fucked with, excuse my language, it's not somebody he was in, you know, some religious, you know, thing with. It wasn't somebody he received counsel from. This is some nigga who claimed to like knowledge to another nigga who claimed to like knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And a bullshitter know a bullshitter. And he didn't want to get caught on the other side of the fence. And that's why I applaud you. Because fuck the fence. Like, you gonna stand on what's right, whether it's right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't got nothing to do with, you know, who the person is, what they believe in,
right?
You know, race, or none of that. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's one thing you stood on. If anybody can take anything from what you've been doing, even anything with this situation right here, even with the brother Titus, even with leading the pack to kick the white bitch out, you know, out of the black community on Clubhouse. Like, everything that's been popping that was really morally important, you've been that dude. So I just want people to look at that and just say, well, listen, maybe he's right about more than what we want to give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? And listen, you can keep going up against the Most High if you want to. Your ass gonna end up like Polight. And to the brother that think that Polight gonna be able to afford some protection in prison, listen, I ain't never been in prison, but I know people that have. And there's one thing in prison that they don't tolerate. They don't tolerate shit niggas that fuck with kids, especially if it's proven. Because there's some brothers who took some hard, you know, deals and had to get labeled as that. But when they present their paperwork, they can say, okay, well, there was no DNA, there was no this, there was no that, but I didn't have a good lawyer, and I just took the plea as opposed to going to trial and getting life. Them brothers in jail, they understand those nuances when it comes to court. But for all the evidence Polight got and the shit that he copped to, brother, money is only like that out here.
That's right.
There are more niggas in prison with morals than it is niggas out here with them. And don't believe for 1 second somebody's gonna take some money to really protect a pedophile. It don't happen like that. But that was all I had to say, Kel.
No sweat. So before we continue on Clubhouse, I do got 2 people on my stream, y'all. So I'm gonna bring in Kay from the Bronx first, then we come back to the brothers and sisters on Clubhouse. So Kay, I just added you to the stage. Hey, what you got to say, brother?
I have to say this. I mean, this is a disgusting man. This is a sad man. This is a sick man. And let's not forget what happened today. When that stream was going on and when they were about to announce the charges, he wanted the stream to stop.
Right.
He wanted the stream to stop because he wanted people not to see what he was pleading to. So when they don't see that, the next day he's going to come out and say, well, no, I didn't plead for this. I didn't plead for that.
That's what
he was trying to run another scam on people. This man got 7 years. To me, it's crazy. He should be doing when you listen to those charges and how many years came with those charges, he should be at least doing 15 years. At least doing 15 years. And let me just big you up. I remember when this whole thing started with Hassan Campbell. And I remember when you went on the corner with Hassan Campbell, he told the story. And then he went with the HOK. And then you did that whole presentation, that first presentation about child molestation. And then you and Eric Taney Genie did that whole presentation about child molestation. All those people on the corner from that HOK community, that first day everything happened, they had the biggest mouths in the world. But when it continued to happen, they all disappeared.
Yeah.
I think that we're all guilty in a way because we let this man in our community. This man was scamming people and we didn't do anything about it. He got that money, and that's the main thing he used in a way to abuse this young girl. I think we need to do more.
But I bet if we find out before he had money, I guarantee you we're gonna find, like, you don't need money to do what he did. Although I do think the money played a part, so I'm gonna agree with you partially. I just don't believe that this is the first time it happened. And what the sister said made sense because there had to be some level of comfortability he had in doing what he did to that young girl. Meaning, when you do it so long, it just becomes a part of your program, so to speak. And so I think that's why he had such a comfort level to say, hey, I'm gonna just go take some pictures with her and talk with her, disappear, come back. And then he tells her, you're gonna ruin my career. That's probably what he told everybody, that you're gonna ruin my career. You know what I'm saying? So I think that what makes Linda a champion is she's the one that said, no, I don't care about your career. Because I think if she doesn't go to the police, we don't know about this. And then we always see online, and like you said, him trying to block the brothers and sisters from watching on YouTube to put it out. If he's successful in that, this is all guesswork we're talking about.
Yep.
All of it would be guesswork. Even if we find something online, he say that's false. And then his minions will believe him because they want to believe him. But thank the Most High that the judge was like, no, we're going to let this out. Even the woman speaking, they tried to change because the mother had took that day off specifically because they wanted to change the date. They wanted her to speak tomorrow, but she couldn't get off of work for tomorrow. So there was so much in there trying to make it be where she couldn't speak, we couldn't make it public to hide it. But the Lord made sure that wasn't here. I didn't mean to cut you off. You got to.
Well, I just want to remember one thing. I want to big up Garfield. I remember one thing Garfield said one time when he was on inside that room. He said that everybody in this community wants to be leaders. And I think that's a big problem. And I remember something you also said this time that was very smart too and very intelligent. what you said to them. You told him, Sinetta, listen, you can't have everybody come into your chat. Everybody come to your room.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a perfect example of something like this. You know,
right? I agree.
Sometimes you got to put morals before money.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's heartbreaking to listen to this mother. And it's heartbreaking to listen to her describing of what he did to her daughter. It's heartbreaking. And I mean, I think everybody in this community needs to be pissed off. They need to be mad. And we need to stop letting things like this happen. You know, and I have a friend that told me a long time ago, and she was describing the way she was abused by her uncle. It wasn't just her, it was her and her brother that was abused by her uncle. She said every time he used to get drunk and her mother used to leave them with him, he would abuse them. And then when she went to tell her mother about it, her mother didn't believe her because that's her brother. That's her brother.
Mm.
And that's the issue, man. We need to do better as a community. We need to stop falling for these guys that are smooth talkers or how much education they have. We need to stop falling for this stuff. We really need to stop.
All right, I appreciate that. I'm gonna bring. Okay.
Yeah, and that's basically all I have to say.
No, I appreciate it, Kay. I'm gonna bring Brother Gad on. Gad, is there something you want to add? Something you want to say? Hey, no sweating, Kay. I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, so Tazaryach, and I'm the Zealous Israel Ministry dude in the chat. So all I'm asking, right? Because I'm looking at the videos, right? You said bring evidence. Back in 2020, and yes, everybody's seen the of course the issue that you had with Polight. Go ahead.
Hey brother, just so I can know what you talk about, bring evidence of what?
So earlier in the chat, because I told you that you need to, at the end of the day, you're dealing with Polight.
I did what?
That you were dealing with Polight, right? Back then, right? Back years ago, going back to 2020, right? You and Polight, and mind you, you brought him into your UPK school, right?
That wasn't in 2020 though.
That was it. Oh, it was in 2020. So
no,
that's on that videos.
That was 2019, I believe.
So it's 2019, but years after him shooting up the Bible. You understand?
Yeah, he shot the Bible up in 2015. I punked him on the street like 3 months after that.
Right, 2015. Yeah. So the point I'm bringing out is that you sat up here and said that you believe that the House of Consciousness individuals are what? They're your brothers over other Israelite people. So my question would be,
I didn't say over other Israelite people.
Well, I mean, but that's what was on the video.
My brothers.
So you said that
I believe all blacks, Hispanics are my brothers.
Is that coherent with
Israelites or not?
So is that coherent with the scriptures though? Because because not everybody's your brother.
The scriptures say if you only love them that are your brothers, what love do you have? I mean, when we go out on the streets and teach, imagine we only having love for those that's next to us. What type of love is that?
Okay, so question would be with Polight, right? Because sticking with the Polight situation, my question would be if you're saying all these things about Polight now, how come you saw him shoot up the Bible, you saw him make all manners of blasphemies towards the scriptures and towards the Bible. At the end of the day, the scripture says, bid not Godspeed to those that are not believers. We're not talking about proselytes. We're not talking about individuals that are we're not talking about
like Godspeed.
Go ahead.
When did I be polite Godspeed? And I just want to read this scripture on your question. Matthew 5 and 46, I believe. It says, for if ye love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same? And if you salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do not even the publicans also? So what it sounds like you're telling me is I should only be with those that consider themselves Israelites, even though I know Israelites that have done the same exact thing Polight is in jail for, and I did the exact same thing with them.
Well, maybe you know more than I do on that situation. And that's the point I'm getting at with Polight.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. Go ahead, brother.
No, because that's the point I'm getting at with Polight. It's like this. If I'm with somebody, right? If I was laboring with somebody, let's say if I was chumming up with somebody, right? Or affiliating myself with a particular group or entity like House of Consciousness who have committed multiple blasphemies to the Most High, and you're a witness to it. All right. Of course, shooting up the Bible is that's as plain as you can get. My thing is, why would you sit next to a guy, right? And mind you, this is going back after 2015 of you and him going and cross the rope and all this other stuff. Why are you then still dealing with this guy from a debate standpoint? Because at the end of the day, you're right here next to this guy, like laughing it up like everything's cool, when he's sitting up here talking shit about your God and your Savior, and talking shit about the Holy Spirit, and talking shit about the Bible, and shooting up the Bible.
Right.
So I'm in just real quick before you answer, right? Because it's not about bringing confusion; it's about bringing awareness, right?
Right. You're asking very good questions.
So I'm not coming at you in a personal standpoint. This is all spiritual.
I'm not taking it that way at all. I'm not taking it that way at all. So when Christ dealt with the Sadducees and Pharisees, is the same way I deal with the House of Consciousness. The Sadducees and Pharisees was Christ's brothers. He sat and talked with them all the time. As a matter of fact, when Christ sat with the publicans, it was the Sadducees and Pharisees that asked a similar question that you are asking. And Christ said, they that are let me get the scripture for you. Let me see. Give me 1 second, brother. Bear with me one second. If you could bear with me 1 second.
Yeah, and I'm condensing everything too, because I'm not trying to take up too much time. I'm just hitting the
no. But I don't mind the question you're asking. So Mark 2:17. Mark 2:16. When the scribes and Pharisees saw him eat with the publicans and sinners, they said to his disciples, "How is it that he eateth and drinketh with publicans and sinners?" Which is similar to the question, because y'all, like myself, look at the House of Consciousness as publicans and sinners. I've never said that they righteous over there, but here's what I do know: they have the ear to the Israelites that we want to repent. Do they not?
Well, what is Titus 3? What is Titus? Okay, real quick. What is Titus 3:9? Because I'm gonna answer you that with the scripture. What is Titus 3:9 says? Titus 3:9 or Titus 3:9 or 10. And I'm paraphrasing. It says, to a heretic, if he after the first and second admonition, rebuke. So after the first, second admonition, rebuke. Or
I'm asking my question again.
Go ahead.
And you got to pay attention to my question. I didn't ask you about Polight. I said, do they have the ear of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in that conscious community? Yes or no?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, black people. Yes.
Thank you. So now that's my point. So now, if somebody like myself doesn't go into that community, going into that community is no different than going into the Christian church. It's no different than going into a Muslim mosque. It's no different than going to the drug dealer. Why am I going there? Because our people are there. So you're no different than the Sadducees and Pharisees that question Christ. And here was his answer. And when Jesus heard it, or when Yahweh heard it, he said unto them, "They that are whole have no need of the physician, but they that are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." So when you ask that question, it shows me that you don't understand the Bible. I'm not trying, and this is anybody in the chat, when I make this statement right now, and I want you to pay attention to the chat. When I make this statement right now, y'all put a 1 in the chat if I say this all the time. Y'all put a 2 in the chat if I do not. And I've said it to them directly. I tell Sinetta, the Polights, the Shockers, I'm not trying to get them into the truth. Never. They're the prop, because people listen to Sinetta. People listen to Jabari. People listen to Polight. So when I destroy them and debunk them, that's me winning. My right-hand man, Tazaryach, came in for me beating cats in the conscious community. Other men coming to this truth, other women coming to this truth from me beating them in that conscious community. I'm just not emotional enough to care if a man shoots the Bible. It wasn't my Bible. Now let's say if he would now you have a better argument. If he came into when he did it, all the Israelites was in an uproar. I remember Sanetta asked me at the Passover, he said, what do I think? I said it was bitch made. Because it had ISUBK on it, but he didn't take a Bible from me. That would have been more gangster if he took my Bible from me and then shot it up. I'm just not emotional because I know the Lord is going to judge that. And the first part of the Lord's judging that, like 3 months later, I bitched him in front of everybody.
Okay.
With the cross line. So when you make a statement like I've sat with him, because you tried to imply that I sat with him in 2020, which was not true. But what I'll say is, when I found out when the incident occurred, I have not done anything with him after that.
Your audio's kind of choppy, just by the way. But I hear what you're saying. But
I don't know why I don't know why it keeps periodically going in and out like that. I appreciate that Tally on Clubhouse saying the exact same thing. He came into the truth because you know what? A lot of niggas believe in that blackity black ancient Egypt shit. That's in the Bible. In the whole Bible, Egypt is like the main god black people love. And it's the same thing they love today.
Egypt is nothing but a copy of the Babylonian religion.
That ain't my point. We don't need all that.
I understand that. I understand the history about that. But
hold on one second.
Can I just hit a point real quick? Go ahead.
Hold on one second. Who that says Lock it? Go ahead, brother.
I have 2 questions for him in a statement, if I could.
Come on.
My first question is to this brother: is child molestation wrong?
Of course, it's wrong.
My second question is: should pedophiles or child molesters go to jail and be ostracized in the community?
Of course.
Okay, so this is my statement, right? Now I'm just sitting here. I've been quiet. I've been listening, and what I hear you doing right now, brother, and I hope you could receive this, is what I heard King Los do when he decided to scrutinize the mother and the daughter who were survivors of a horrific crime, instead of just looking. Here are the facts, right? The facts are he is now a convicted of this crime, so we can say he's guilty. It came out, you know, saying guilty by a jury of his peers, and not only guilty, he took a plea. He admitted, I am guilty. I'm taking this deal. I did this. I can't get out of it. I do not believe I can win. If I will blow trial, if I go to trial, and y'all won't see me for 30 years, I'll die in jail. And instead of, you understand, like, you acknowledging Captain Tazaryach is championing, you understand, something that no one will do. They let Eddie Long molest children and say it was a car wreck. This brother's been speaking against, you understand, all illicit forms of pedophilia and child molestation for years. One of the only people who showed up for Bambaataa, and you decided to make this to put him in the hot seat and have a witch hunt with him. You're doing the same thing for everybody who wanted to turn around and make it about the survivors. You understand? Instead of just saying he's fucking guilty. He belongs to be under the jail like his father, and you should stop scrutinizing this man. Now, this is what I will say. The questions are good because maybe there's other people with your mindset, and maybe this will free them. You understand? So I don't have an issue with the questions, but brother, you're doing exactly what King Los did.
So Tazaryach, are you a victim? I mean, because is he talking about the actual victim or is he talking about you? Because I'm talking about you.
I don't even think you got what he said.
No, I got what he said. No, I understand.
What did he say? What was his point? What was his point?
So listen.
What was his point?
The point. Listen, I want you to understand the point that I'm getting at, right?
What was his point?
Oh my God, what was his point? Yeah, I mean, it's very evident. What he's saying is that I'm trying to have a witch hunt on you instead of trying to take it away from Polight. I'm not taking nothing away from Polight. And I've been I've done video. Listen, I've talked about Polight. Go ahead.
Brother, relax. So if you're not having a witch hunt on me, and you're not taking it away from Polight, what are you doing right now?
I'm not taking away from what Polight did. What he did is wicked, and the thing is, ain't nobody guys up in here is funny, because the point is that if you're sitting up here with this guy, right, and you're supposed to be a ISBK,
but I'm not
truth, right? You're supposed to have the spiritual discernment.
With everything that I said, you coming back and saying I'm with this guy, and you're lying.
How am I? How am I lying? I mean, you're right.
I've never been with this guy when he's had these charges. It's like if I'm with anybody, it could be anybody, and I'm gonna let you go after this. If I could be with I could be doing anything with anybody. They commit a crime, and I still be with them after they commit the crime. Then you have the right to say, Cap, you with them and he got this charge on him. You with them and he got this. Then you have every right to say it, and you would be right. But if you find out, like, let's say tomorrow y'all find out Cap, I robbed the bank. If y'all find out I did some horrific crime, you shouldn't stay with me. If you stay with me after that point, then you're guilty. But if you don't, what it just sounds like is you just want to try to condemn me. I don't know for what. But what I'm gonna do is help you out. I just removed him from the stage. Anybody else on the stage got something they want to bring out? That amazes me. Kadazai, excellent point. I appreciate you bringing that part out.
I just wanted to ask that one question.
One second, let me hear Kadazai, then I'm gonna come right to you, brother. Go ahead, Kadazai, finish up.
No, sir. I'm a bounce you the ball, and I waited long enough to hear those questions answered. Once again, I've heard these things because before Polight, they made the argument about why do you sit with Sinetta? You know what I'm saying? Why did you sit with Whack 100? It's like these holy rollers, you understand, or people who want to. They want to find a reason to disagree with you. They want to find a reason to discredit you. Like, really, they're in opposition. So he passively aggressively is asking these questions instead of just dealing, because brothers like him are too weak to fight for the weak. They can't, you understand, fight against pedophilia. They don't have the strength to have enemies. So really, because they know you will not make an enemy of them, they have to try to put a witch hunt on you, because really he still loves Polight. If he didn't, you understand, he would have came up there and said, fuck him. You understand? But instead, he had to make this about you and try to find fault with you, because discrediting you discredits the charges. And get the fuck out of here, man.
No sweat.
Hey.
Go ahead. Who's next? Who's next?
Hey, I ain't no Hebrew Israelite, but I love conscious out, man. Hey, and I loved when you bitched Polight, homie, because I was just when he tried to bully conscious out, and then you was just like, step across the line there. And that motherfucker froze up, looked at you, and looked you up and down and froze. I said, oh, I see the bitch all in. But you know what? That's something else that they didn't talk about. That just went away.
Right.
After you did that just went away like that. They just acted like that didn't happen.
Right.
Man, I seen the bitch all in him after that. I was like, oh, yeah, he's.
Hey, I'm glad you said that. You know what else was judgment? Like the other side of the judgment of this case, man. I don't know why I keep forgetting. Like, because I don't carry a lot of stuff with me. But those, like Kadazai knows this, those in the school, a few outside the school that know me, know that I don't carry whatever happens in a battle or argument. I don't keep it with me. It's gone. Right. But what I do want to highlight is, and it's because you brought up the whole cross the line thing. When that cross the line thing happened, right? The only comeback that he could do was there was a woman that I was no longer with at the time. She had contacted the school trying to reconcile, but as far as I knew, she had committed adultery. She goes and does a show with Polight, and in that show with Polight, they try to imply that I was messing with underage girls, which was a lie. I think that girl said something like I had 2 girls fresh out of high school or some stupid shit like that. So when I was talking to Commander General Hanna today, he's the one that reminded. I forgot all about it, But he's the one that reminded. He said, remember when he brought that girl out there and was saying all that stuff about you. So even that be like the vindication along with the shoot up the Bible. If Kadazai's on the line, Kadazai tell you before cross the line happened, when he shot up the Bible and stuff like that, Kadazai telling me like every other week, Cap, you got to say something. Cap, you got to say something. I think everything is spiritual. And I would tell Kadazai, when the Lord say the time is right, it'll be right.
I wanted blood.
Yeah. I told Kadazai, when the Lord wanted to happen, it'll happen. When cross the line happened, I told Kadazai, I said, Kadazai, you see, all that time you telling me to do something, I'd have been doing it on my own. In this instance, the Lord wanted that to happen the way that it happened. And then we also see the flip side. Now we see, and this is why I said this ain't the first time, because now we see why Polight was so bothered when Kadazai said, if you want to call him my spiritual father, that's fine. Your spiritual father is a child molester. Now we see why that bothered him, because he said something publicly. Kadazai said something publicly for the first time that Polight took in personally, because that's what he is. He is that child molester. He is that rapist. He is that man that you can't leave around your daughter, or will have a situation with what he's going to jail for. All right. So we got anybody else that want to speak? I'm in the live in a few. I've been going for almost about 2 hours now. But is there anybody else on the live stream that has something that they want to say? On the stage or on Clubhouse, if y'all want to come in, y'all let me know. All right.
One more question.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Before I get off. Now, in your estimation, I don't know the Bible like you do. But is there anything that he could do to redeem himself in your eyes?
Biblically speaking, okay. In my eyes, no. But it don't go by my eyes.
Right.
We all are sinners, so and we all repented from whatever evil we have. Do I believe he would ever repent? No. The evidence of that, I'm gonna give y'all the evidence that he won't repent. All right, I'm gonna show y'all real fast. Let me pull this up real fast. Let me give y'all the evidence. I played this earlier. I'm gonna play it one more time. For those on Clubhouse, you may have to click that link that Halima put on to see this, because I'm gonna share my screen and this is gonna play. The audio is gonna play on let me share my screen. Let me go back over here. Present my screen, share screen. Instagram chat. Oh, wait. No, I don't want to share the chats. I'll be looking at my chat and in my damn business. Let me just click this video. I'll put y'all in my chats. It'd be off the chain. So lock it. Like, what Cap got going on in them chats, son? Hold on. Let me do this again. Lock it. Wait, hold on. Let me see if I can separate this shit. Hold on. Let me see if I can go to his page and just do it that way. No, I don't want to. Oh, yeah, this is better. All right, hold on, pause it. Now let's share it this way. Y'all be like, damn, Cap. I'm just joking, y'all. So I'm about to play this. So now, as y'all see my screen right now, what y'all seeing, this is the day before yesterday. So this is yesterday or last night or the night before. And this is Polight. This is what Polight did. Oh, wait, let me make sure the sound is on. Polight threw a party where he had them bring bottles out. And when they brought the bottles out, the sign said those charges dropped. That's what the sign said. And so he presented something, and this goes to why he wanted to not have the brothers, the Israelite brothers, and Garfield and Sinettis. He didn't want it to be broadcast, the court proceeding. He didn't want it to be broadcast. Hold on, let me stop it because they're gonna show some booty, and they got mad at me when they started showing that. I don't want to show that.
Hey, Slocky Cap.
Yeah.
Can I just say one more thing?
Come on.
This is the same nigga, the same cat,
right?
The same so-called brother that had the audacity to look me in the face and say, "You said biological. when everybody heard spiritual. Like this cat will look you in the eyes and lie to you. It don't matter if you like you need evidence with him. It needs to be on record. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise he will lie and try to spin it in his favor. That's what he does. He is a soothsayer.
Mm-hmm. And that's why he didn't want nobody to see, because if they would have saw, if they wouldn't have saw, he could have painted whatever narrative he wanted to paint. And the Lord stopped that shit. So I appreciate y'all joining me today. Well, we got one more guy, Saints Reginald. We'll see what he has to say. Hey, brother, you there? Can you hear me?
Shalom, Captain Tazaryach. Can you hear me, brother?
Hey, Shalom. What's going on, brother? You got something you want to say to the topic?
Yeah, man. It's amazing how, the man that shot the Bible up, that was at the forefront of Kemet and pushing Kemet hard on black people. It's amazing how a man who said science over the Bible, it's amazing how the Most High actually destroyed him with science and used science to put him in a position to fall into the hands of the Lord. So, that, to me, that's just like, wow, how I mocked him like that. Like, oh, Mr. Science, I got you now.
He used his own thing.
Right. So he say it one more time, Mark.
I said he used his own things against him.
He used science to destroy the man who said we should pick science over the Bible. And I hope the rest of the Booty Juice and Fly squad is listening too while I'm talking right now. So, right. Every time you pull up them pictures.
Wait. Say what you just said. Who?
I said I hope the rest of the Booty Juice and Fly squad is listening right now. That rock with Kemet and that rock with the stepmotherland. Real talk. We the Israelites of the Bible. I thought y'all knew, right? Because they ain't never won in real life, Captain.
No, they haven't. And this is the proof, because Polight was their greatest champion, and the Lord took their greatest and brought them down low. That's the greatest one that they ever had. They ain't had nobody like him. They've been looking for him ever since, and he got brought down low. So I appreciate that. Was there anything else?
I just wanted to say peace and respect to General Yohana. Shout out to ISUBK. May the Most High be with y'all brothers in these last days, man. That's about it, man. Shalom, King.
Hey, no sweat, brother. I appreciate it. So now with that, we're going to go ahead and head out now. I appreciate y'all joining me. Until next time, make sure y'all tune in Across the Line tomorrow. Make sure you tune in. I'll be in Atlanta. September 22nd, I got a debate that Garfield put together against vocab. The topic of that debate is Joseph the biological father of Jesus according to biblical prophecy? That's September 22nd, I believe, at 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. I'm not sure. But I'll be doing it live from Atlanta. So I'll be in Atlanta the 21st to the 24th. So if you're in the Atlanta area, I believe I invited other camps to come there. All the camps that's in Atlanta, you're invited to my school to come and see this debate. That's the reason I'm coming down, is to be able to have, other people come out. So I'll be there April 21st to the 24th. The battle is the 22nd. It's free to the public. So it's not a charge, anything like that. So if you want to come through, you can come through, and you can tell them I said all the camps are invited. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and head out. Black people today, white people. I just cut it right there. That's really all you need to know. Black people today, white people. So that's the same answer you got.
That's the solution to black people. Because the problem that we have in every ghetto USA, the problem that we have with each other is not science. Right. Science ain't the problem. Them drug dealers on the corner need to die. That's the problem. Them brothers that's raping little girls, them brothers that's turning out being homosexual, that's the problem. The Bible said don't be a homosexual. The Bible said thou shalt not murder. The Bible said thou shalt not steal. The Bible said thou shalt not kill. The Bible said thou shalt not have no other God. And you see how they want to turn the Bible when I start talking about laws. But then forget that the Africans, the Arabs, and the white man are all a part of the transatlantic slave trade. So when you call yourself African, when you wear that when you want to be Amin Ra and all of that, you're just joining another enemy to you.
Actually, I don't listen to ISBK. We got room on y'all floor. That shit don't even make no sense. No, we not. Yes, you are. I tell you what, take us off the hundreds. Take us off. Don't got to do another motherfucking room on the 100 side ever.
You got the city in Detroit. You got the city Seneca Village where Central Park is at in New York.
But that's not why the Wall Street thing happened. The reason that happened was there were a couple of black businessmen and white businessmen who disagreed on some type of a deal, and then they started arguing and fighting with one another. And just like any terrorist attack on America, it went into a riot. They didn't do it just because the black were black or that they have businesses.
So you're calling a black man a terrorist because he wants to keep his business?
I'm just saying the warfare between the white and the black broke out because they had disagreements.
But if you say America is so great and the white man is so great, why would we be labeled as terrorists?
With that, men of Israel, I imagine Shabbat, I imagine Barak,